Greetings and hello there. And I want to know what you think about this stimulus bill that has passed. It passed tonight in the House. The final tally was 359 votes yes and 53 votes no. I believe that was the final tally, 359 to 53. And that happened in the House of Representatives on this day, Monday, December the 21st, 2020. What do you think about the stimulus bill? It's really, I think, for me, a very poor bill in terms of the fact that people who really need this money will be happy to get the money, but it's really, you're giving people crumbs here. $600 for a stimulus check, a one time payment. And that's for people who are making $75,000 or less. And then you've got $300 for additional unemployment, I guess, over what, 10 or 11 weeks. I mean, that really doesn't cut it for someone who needs that money and they've got a family of four, family of five. I mean, that in the richest country on the planet, that doesn't cut it. What do you think is going to be the consequence here? Because this $900 billion plus bill is split into two, really. It's essentially 700 billion and then 200 billion, which will include that 200 billion, the liability insurance protections for companies, I think, which the Republicans wanted. McConnell wanted that. So it's a win-win for the Republicans, I'll tell you that. There's nothing really in this bill at all, in either of these bills, the 700 billion and then the annexed or adjoined 200 billion bill, that will be of disappointment to the Republicans. But for Democrats, I don't think they did very well at all here. And while I definitely think Mitch McConnell has got to go in Georgia, you've got to do your thing here and vote out Loeffler and Perdue to get a Democratic controlled Senate. Speaker Pelosi really needs to be put under the microscope as well here by her followers. As honest, they have to be honest with themselves and really ask whether or not Speaker Pelosi did a good job on this particular bill. Now, look, she's done some really good things in terms of passing legislation. And I know people will say, oh, well, but, it's not going to get through the Senate anyway. Well, that's not the point. The point is that she got the legislation passed in the House, and that cannot be minimalized or trivialized. I have my ups and downs with Speaker Pelosi. I think he or she did not do a very good job. And I know that there's blame to go around, certainly on the Republican side. My goodness, Mitch McConnell is a dreadful, dreadful senator and a dreadful majority leader. But he's ruthless with power and he knows how to wield it for the benefit of the billionaire class and for the benefit of getting all these judges, these federal judges on the bench. What are the Democrats doing? How are they doing with power? How did Pelosi do with power in this 117th Congress? This was a really disappointing bill. And I think most people in America who are relying on this money, I think will be profoundly disappointed. They'll be glad they have something. And yes, of course, something's better than nothing. But overall, I think that in the richest country on the planet, if you can't give the average person more than $600 in a check, and you can't give the average person in the richest country in the world more than $300 for unemployment insurance extensions, I mean, then you're just really giving people crumbs. You're robbing people. It's their taxpayer money. And you've got billionaires who've made out like bandits. Kelly Loeffler is worth a billion or so, or she's up in that area. Her husband certainly is as well. I mean, this is not good. This is not good. She makes money off trades. David Perdue makes money off trades. Jeff Bezos makes billions of dollars off this pandemic. I mean, all of them made money off this pandemic, including Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue. They all made millions upon millions of dollars Bezos billions of dollars, and all these other people who were trading during the time that this pandemic had first started, and with information that they were getting, certainly Leffler and Purdue were, from the Senate briefings that they had. So I really would like to know from you. And I did a podcast episode on Monday about this, which I will link to in this video. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that this bill was good enough? Do you think that this is going to be a good bill overall for the American public? Do you think that the monies that people will be getting will be sufficient to stimulate this economy that has been so bad over the last 4 years? It's been horrible the last 4 years, and it was bad before we even had this pandemic, as quiet as it's kept by many media outlets. But do you think that this bill, giving people a one time check for $600, do you think that's going to cut it? Please let me know in the comments section what you think. Thank you. And remember to listen every day to a brand new episode of the Politicrat Daily Podcast. And please subscribe. Thank you.